Raise your hand, we'll get microphones to you. Go ahead.
Braden, you had another big night tonight. Came close to another triple-double kind of quietly. Is the stats anything you kind of look at all during the game, and is that something that you've kind of worked on to try to get more rebounds, more assists, just impact the games in different ways, or does that just kind of happen naturally?
I think it's a natural thing. It's just, that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do out there. Like, I'm supposed to be a leader on the court, get guys the ball and positions to be successful, and just play my game, and then it all flows naturally once we get out there. So.
Hey Ethan, easy question for you. Talk about the poise of this team now that we're giving up and knowing that you've got the guys on the team to get this done.
Yeah, I thought it was a good test for us. We talked about at halftime and after the game, we haven't been in that position in a while or a lot this year. Obviously, you never want to be there, but I thought we responded really well. But not surprised. I mean, everybody in the locker room's been through it. Lance has obviously been around a long time. Miles is really the only young guy. So it was good for our group. Obviously, you don't want to put ourselves in that position, but we responded well.
Ethan, kind of going off of that, your defense on Christie, I think was a difference maker in the second half, and it just kind of embodied everybody tonight, played their role to a T, and that's why this team was able to come back, right?
Yeah, I really didn't do shit, to be honest. I mean, that's my job, so it's pretty easy for me. These guys, they make a lot of the other stuff work. But it was good. Obviously, Braden's making plays, Mason making shots, Lance. You can go down the line. Everybody kind of did what they were supposed to do, and that's what you need. When you're up against it a little bit, like Payne says, just keep doing your job, hitting singles, and things will work out.
For Mason, you haven't been in that situation at halftime much this season. Gonzaga, maybe, if I recall correctly. What do you kind of fall back on? What do you kind of draw from in that situation when you finally win?
It's as simple as just doing our job. I think that, like what Ethan said, everybody had been through that similar situation, maybe not exactly down 10.5, but we're experienced in different situations. And so when we look at each other and say, we got this, we believe that we have confidence in each other, and we knew we just needed to hit singles. One play wasn't going to get the 10 points back, and we just needed to score, stop, and score.
Braden, from your perspective, what does it tell you about the grit of this team to come back? You're down by 10, then you go up by 10. I mean, in the course of 7 minutes or so.
Yeah, I just think that's who we are as a team. We all stick together, and whether it's a good game, bad game, I mean, we're still together and we're still confident in ourselves. So I think at the end of the day, when you have people like that are willing to kind of put others first and still just keep your head and keep working, get a result like that.
Mason, they drained a bunch of threes at the end of the first half, kind of seemed to zap your guys' energy a little bit. What did that technical kind of do for you guys? Did that kind of bring you guys back into it, brought the crowd back into it?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in a lot of games where there's been like a flagrant or a technical or something, and I think almost every single time it's flipped the switch, flipped the momentum for the team that's shooting the technical shots. I mean, specifically, I don't know necessarily what it did to us, but I think at that time we were starting to get going, and then that kind of just helped us get that little extra push we needed. So,
you want to say something?
Yeah, I just think it got the crowd back into the game, which anybody can do what they want. But I wouldn't mess around giving our crowd anything. So I thought it was different.
Mason, you've always been a good shooter. It really seems lately the volume of shots you're getting has been more consistent. What's opened up for you just getting all those looks from three?
I think my guys trust me just a little bit more. I think a couple of years ago, there's times where I would catch the ball and not shoot it just because I wasn't as confident in myself. But just over time, building the trust with Braden and the other point guards and building the trust with myself, I never stopped working, and Payne said just keep going, and so keep doing your job and it'll all work out. So I think that's kind of where we're at. I want to win the game, and if my job is to shoot threes and rebound and cheer my team on, then that's what I got to do at my best.
Hey Braden, I've seen you in high school, AAU, at Purdue, kind of time and time again, and there's a situation where somebody's got to do something to change a game. you seem to come up big. Is there something about you as a competitor that sort of comes out in moments like that?
I mean, I think it's a group effort at the end of the day. It wasn't just me, it wasn't just anybody. I think we all did something to lead to something good, whether that's my and one, whether that's Mason's threes, whether it's whatever. There was always something before that or something that can tag along. We just had a lot of build up of those little plays, and it ended up working in our favor, man.
He won't say anything good about himself, but he's a winner. That's why he does that stuff.
And we're back on you, Ethan.
We're glad you're here.
You can fill in all those. Before the season, we talked a little bit about the wall and playing through it. Remember that conversation we had? Talk about how the resilience right now of this Purdue team, not to fall back into some of the traps that happened last year, because you and I had a pretty long conversation about that.
Yeah, it's hard because I think everybody deals with it at some point, no matter how good of a team you are. So it's just one game at a time. You can't look at it from like a bird's eye view. You know, you got to stay locked in one game at a time. Every game's going to be tough. We know we're going to get everybody's best. It's going to be no different Sunday. Obviously, you know, they had a coaching change, whatever, so they're going to come out and play with extra energy and all that stuff. But it's just one game at a time and trying to play our best basketball and doing our job, really. And I think we know how to do that. Obviously, better effort after the first half, so we just got to continue that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.